Hey, what's going on? It's Inventor here, and today we are going to be continuing the Thorns Barbarian. I've actually been looking forward to this for some time. I mean, I have and I haven't. I have been looking forward to it because this is a character for which it's kind of long overdue, knowing whether or not we can make it Torment 4, but also not really looking forward to it because it sounds incredibly painful to find out. So, yeah, it has been a while since I played my Thorns Barb. So much has happened. In particular, I have pretty much unlimited iron chunks and other materials aside from obdicite now. And I have 70 million gold, which is not as much as what other people have. Some people have billions, but 70 million should be more than enough for whatever it is we want to do with this Thorns Barb. And perhaps most of all, we are starting now at 231 Paragon, or level, Paragon level 231. And there's like when I did my companion druid run, I used them all the way from level 1. And like I used them all the way from Paragon level 1, and so I think that um here, hold on a second. Yeah, so I played the companion druid all the way from Paragon level 1. So you got to see the progression all the way from like level 1, and then I worked my way all the way up to I think Paragon level 180 before I was able to clear pit 1 or pit 80, right? Or pit 65, sorry, for the Torment 4. With the Thorns Barbarian, I could pretend like I don't have all those Paragon points, but that really wouldn't make any sense. So we actually will start off with the added advantage of having 230 Paragon points on this Barbarian. So that's kind of the plan here. Now, I've been asked by other people whether or not the Thorns Barbarian is viable in higher torments, right? And the like, what I actually like the going story that I had was that like, the ongoing story I had was that no, you can't use the Thorns Barb in these higher torments because it just doesn't. Thorns just does not scale very well with your life and thorns, which were the only two sources of damage for thorns and whatever multiplicative thorns damage modifiers you might have. But it turns out that actually I was mistaken. I was mistaken because it looks like plus damage actually does boost thorns. I did not know this. Plus damage and multiplicative damage both seem to work with thorns based on some preliminary testing. So So yeah, you can see here that these monsters I'm hitting are for like 1,000. Wait a second. No, that's not quite right. Give me a second. Let me take off these damage modifiers here, and then we can actually see it much better. I can actually just refund all. All right. Okay. So here's how I'm gonna try. Like you can see here. Well, actually, no, this doesn't make much sense because there's. Okay, so I'm hitting for here. I'm without any modifiers. I'm hitting for 338, right? I'm hitting for 338. This is the thing I wanted to test. All these guys are hitting for 338. All right, good. 338. Now all of a sudden, if I boost my damage, oops, I. Okay, so now I gained like like basically 80% more damage. Yeah, now my damage goes from 355 to like 621. So yeah, they changed it. It used to not be like that. It used to not be like that at all. It used to be the case where Thorn's damage was only like this was a while ago, I guess. But yeah, Thorn's damage used to only scale with Thorns and certain modifiers and strength. But now it does. So now that I know that, yeah, that can actually help me shape my build the way I want. And well, this also I believe applies with things like inner columns. So we're going to actually start tailoring our character the way that we need to in order to get this character up and ready to go um, to higher world tiers. So let me just mark this as favorite. All right. So the last time we did the runs, we were at Thorns, or the last time we played Thorns, we were able to clear Pit 20 to unlock Torment 1. With the same set of equipment that I used before, and perhaps even the same Paragon board, I'm going to try to see how high we can get. 1 second. I think it was roughly something like this. So let's see with just this alone how high we can push on the Paragon. I don't even think I had this active, but yeah, sure, why not? Let's just activate it. Increase 10% increase damage to elites. All right. So, like I mentioned, I have pretty much unlimited materials too. So one of the things I'd like to do is I have enough to boost this up to what the heck? Let's just max it all the way out. I'm going to be playing this character for the next probably at least a dozen hours. So, yeah, that's going to be that. We're sitting at 846 armor. Well, yeah, right. We have like potions and all. Yeah, I can put on Elixir of Iron Barbs here. And I can also put on this. Yeah, this one. This will not give me as much thorns as other alternatives for incense, but kind of need the resistances here. So we're going to have a couple of these Iron Barb elixirs. I also developed my build wrong. Well, maybe not wrong, but as we go deeper into the game, we probably want to switch back over to Challenging Shout. Challenging Shout gives me thorns equal to a percentage of my max life. So really early game, thorns, the best amount of thorns you can get is from the tempering recipes. Then in like the mid game, you get like a lot of thorns from this, and then in the late game, you can get razor plate. That helps a lot. But in like the really really late game, you really getting thorns equal to your life is going to be huge. So yeah, this is all the information I'll provide regarding thorns for now. Let's go and start pushing. So I'm gonna drink this. I'm gonna drink this. And we were at tier 20 for Torment 1 last time. Let's see how far we can get here. If it's not going well, then I'll just back out. I'm not going to really force it. Again, I have 200 Paragon points, so we'll use that as the baseline here. Like, we'll make sure to take advantage of the fact that we have all these points now. You can kind of see it takes a while for everything to die here, right? I have Berserking on. Even with my vulnerable, I can kill them. It just takes a while. Yeah, it does take a while for me to kill them with my thorns. So, yeah, I'll probably just back out here. Like, I'm not even gonna try. Well, at least I'm not dying. That's the fun part. But yeah, you see, it's taking way too long, and I can only imagine how long it'll take me to deal with the boss. But yeah, let me just finish this guy off so that I can actually teleport out. So back to Karagar we go. We basically have unlimited attempts here. So ever since I found out that plus damage works with since plus damage actually when multiplicative damage works with thorns, then I'm going to adjust my character accordingly now that I know all this. So for example, this, like again, I have pretty much unlimited iron chunks, so I can do whatever now. So I can do, for now, let's just do natural finesse. okay, this gives me raw damage, and I also have a natural finesse legendary recipe. So I have way more plus damage than what I had access to like a while back. Natural finesse again. I can damage to close. Nope, no need. Natural finesse. Okay, 45% damage. Same thing with this. Natural finesse. Damage on everything. Wow. Well, yeah, this is actually kind of crazy now that I know this. That this means that, yeah, like that leveling build, like this whole time, all these hours that I've played is kind of like, I'm actually kind of embarrassed that I've been basically playing as if these tempers don't exist. Because, yeah, like you can see very quickly with all of the tempering that we have. I mean, we might not be able to get this one though where we need it to be damaged close. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, so we're basically tempering everything. We have so many materials. It's not gonna run out pretty much no matter what. Unless they like adjust the costs, but I doubt it. Okay, there we go, 90% damage. So already like this alone, I've boosted my all damage by like 81% here, 100 and now I'm up to 120. This is damage to close, so sure. But 120, this boosts me up to 200. This is 243. This is like 300, and then this is like 400%. 400% extra additive damage. And then we have like, yeah, we have 1,100 thorns. And this is without any Paragon points. Like, if this were, yeah, like if this were still like like the first day of the season, you know, you're chilling, you don't have all these Paragon points, you don't have all the aspects you need, you could still temper all your equipment with like plus damage rolls. Probably not like all of these like legendary natural finesse, but still, let's see here. Oh, look at that! Look at that damage. It's like, yeah. I mean, surprise, surprise. I did like again. This is huge. This means that you could probably take Penitent with a Thorns Barb. I might actually do that next season, at least on the PTR, just to show that. It's actually kind of crazy. You can like temper all, except for these guys. These elites can be a problem, but yeah, like this takes a while to deal with. Yeah. All those stragglers are very easy to kill, but these not so much. You'd probably need some alternative source of damage. Maybe like upheaval or something could be really good, actually. Yeah. So, I mean, again, proof of concept. So, yeah, all plus damage rolls is a massive boost. Then the next thing is probably tempering uh as many aspects on my gear as I can manage that can boost my damage. All right, what can help? Uh, this is 750, right? Inner calm. This is pretty helpful, but you know, I think I should do it like this actually. This is a big boost to my damage. This will be for Needle Flare. Yeah, damage is more important because I'm not really gated against regular monsters. It's bosses that cause me trouble. So I need to max out on as many multiplicative damage modifiers as I can manage at this point. Aspect of elements, I don't know if Thorns is a specific element though, so that's perhaps something to test. Grants your next core skill, next upheaval. Aspect of Moonrise. If anyone on like stream chat, like YouTube or Twitch, wants to Ask anything, do feel free to. Just to kind of fill you in, we're continuing our Thorns Barb from earlier this season and trying to see how far we can get. Is kind of the idea here. So, increase damage to stunned or knocked down enemies. Well, yeah, we can use that. Uh, Direct damage while berserking. Well, Thorns is not direct damage, though. So I had Inner Calm. There's also Conceited aspect. I guess I just go Conceited. So we'll throw on Conceited aspect. Then here, we can do Needle Flare. Again, like, this is kind of pretty shoddy way of setting up my character, but hey, Zwicky. Hello. Yeah, so nothing much. We're just setting up the Thorns Barb. I think that I had been going around telling people that Thorns Barb is not viable for pushing Torment 4. But then I found out a couple days ago that actually Thorns damage gets bonuses from Thorns actually gets bonuses, like actually gets plus damage and multiplicative damage modifiers. That's not how it used to be a couple seasons ago. Just really quickly, I wanted to point out if you kind of wanted to chat with me in real, like, I want to say real time, but YouTube has like a delay, so it might take you a while to hear some of my comments here. Then yeah, if you're on Twitch, there is less of a delay there, just letting you know. But you're free to listen to me however you want, of course. Just thought that that might help out a little. But yeah, how are you doing? It's nice to see you, and hope that that you're doing all right here. Yeah, I'm trying to see what else I can add onto my guy that could really boost his damage. Retribution. I think this one, right? Yeah, like we could make this a thing, sure. Because I stun monsters anyway. Yeah, so this is how we're going to build our guy. We still have a lot of work needed with my equipment. I actually do have a razor plate in my stash, but I want to see how far we can get without using uniques like razor plate. Oh, I have exactly 1,000 runestones. Cool. But yeah, so sure, yeah. So I think the Barb is viable. I know that Barb is viable. It's just a question of whether or not Thorns Barb is viable. Like, there's, you know, I've seen people running like Dust Devil. Like, okay, obviously nothing beats Spiritborn this season, right? Like, as a fair disclaimer. But you know, like, there's, oh yeah, look at that. Look, I can actually kill everything just like that, just by using aspects. Yeah, so I mean there is probably like plenty of barb builds out there. Even like upheaval. Like if I were to make an upheaval barb, and I really maxed out on overpower and crit strike chance or crit damage, I could probably make um that barb. Like I could probably make like a barb. It's just Thorns Barb specifically that I'm a little more iffy about. Some builds capable of doing like 91 pit. Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because one of the reasons why I was inspired to do this, uh, this like to continue my run with the Thorns Barb, right? Is because I actually saw a guy. His name is Do Not Hit Me. Okay, and as you can imagine, he is the go-to Thorns Barb guy. He actually just cleared Pit 102 like a couple days ago. Like well, I mean, he released a video of himself clearing it. So yeah, so I mean, I was just off that alone. I was very clearly wrong about what is and isn't possible, and I'd like to rectify that by actually continuing this character and then maybe doing a video denouncing myself for believing that it wasn't possible. Although, again, in all fairness, it's hard to keep track of all the changes that they've released. Uh, you know, they rolled out a lot of changes to everything in past seasons. So I know that at one point, plus damage never worked with Thorns. but at some point they made it so that it did work with Thorns. I don't know what, like, probably season 4, but I don't remember seeing that written anywhere. So that's my little disclaimer there. Nice. Yeah. So what are you what about you? What about you? What are you running this season's wiki? So that's kind of my little spiel here. We are just playing Thorns Barb. I've already done Companion Druid to Torment 4. People were wondering, especially with the so-called stat squish, if it would be possible to get a Companion Druid into Torment 4. It absolutely is, even with subpar equipment. And next season, I'll probably do the... Like, this season, I did like a little bit of everything. But next season, I think I'm going to be way more focused on... I'm going to do Companion Druid and Thorns Barb on the PTR, and then I'm going to level with a bunch of Sorcerer builds, because I think that there are a lot of different Sorcerer builds, but for leveling, like, most people, well, I feel like it would be fun to try, like, different Sorcerer builds for leveling, you know, like, maybe to do, like, Charge Bolts, Chain Lightning, Incinerate, you know, you get the idea. So that's the for Thorns, or that's for next season, at least for the PTR, and then I'll probably commit to going hard on Companion Druid when the actual season begins. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. You'll give the Deathblow another chance because in season 5 it was a blast. Yeah, I saw some pretty insane damage numbers with Deathblow. Like, Deathblow was kind of insane. Like, and it's like AoE too. So you know, you run up to a pack and you just whack it, and then like the entire pack just dies outright. I don't know, man. I think that that's yeah. You're playing Fireball Sork. Nice. What Paragon level are you now? S tier and a lot of fun. I believe that. What did they change about Fireball to make it S tier? Like, I saw some people who were running Fireball. I didn't know that it was S tier. I don't actually know what the meta Sork build is this season. I should probably do a bit more research on that. I've just been so focused on making my content that it's not really tied to tiers, but it's nice to know, like, you know, what exactly is best. I mean, obviously not counting. None of this counts Spiritborn. Spiritborn is like its own category. But yeah, I do know that at least the Fireball Sorcerer, I saw like a couple people running that um, in Helltide, I think it was, and it looked really fun. Actually, it kind of inspired me to try to make my own Fireball Sorcerer. Not like this season, but it's definitely on my radar now. Like, I'd love to do like a run to Torment. Well, at least a Torment 1 on it. They said that the Staff of Endless Rage finally works. Oh, that is so sad. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that, because in like for my companion druid, I found out that Thunderstruck and like the legendary nodes, like Thunderstruck and I think it was Lust for Carnage, do not work with my wolves, which is kind of ridiculous. And at that point, why tag it as a werewolf or storm skill? Like, it's supposed to. Yeah, that's kind of crazy that that certain uniques and like, I don't know how they managed to mess that up. Like, I feel like it should be pretty simple to code. Like, yeah, if you have this unique, you do more damage. Yeah, well, it was dying of laughter. That's, I don't know, man. That's weird. It's actually so weird that they don't, yeah, that it's like that. They actually managed to mess that up somehow. Okay, well, yeah, this fight might take a little bit. Bosses are kind of difficult. I do, like, I do think that if you're gonna make, like, a Thorns Barb, then you probably need to have, like, a core skill, like Upheaval or something, to kind of, uh, contribute extra damage for bosses, because otherwise this takes a while. Wait, why is my... Okay, there we go. Yeah, my key passive is working. Dude, that's weird, though. That's actually so bizarre that, the Staff of Endless Rage didn't work properly. Well, I don't know. Sorcerer is, like, so buggy. Like, there's, like, so much stuff on Sorcerer that's buggy. Like, I know that Winter Glyph or whatever wasn't working for, like, the longest time. It's hard to, like, I actually don't really feel too bad, not knowing, like, that Thorns Barb doesn't work with additive and multiplicative damage modifiers because there's so much stuff to like keep track of that they have to fix and like rebalance. Like, yeah, like they have so many like patch notes, and I've been playing like all the different classes in the last couple seasons, like at least doing the 1 to 60s or 1 to 50 up until this season. And when I played those like 1 to 50s, like I did like one of every class each season, but I think that starting this season I'm probably going to focus my efforts on like a few specific character classes because I don't really know much about rogue anyway. Like like a noob rogue player, so I don't really feel comfortable making content around that anyway. Spiritborn is like everyone's probably going to continue making content on Spiritborn. So I have no interest in it. And then of course there's Necro, but I think that for Necro there's already other people that are well established within the community, particularly Macro Boy Boy and uh Ponyhoff that um have, well, I guess that are more reputable that people want to see. And so yeah, like I'd like to focus on probably doing more stuff for Companion Druid and possibly like Thorns and Whirlwind Barb. But anyway, yeah, that was a lot of talk. But yeah, Fireball Sorcerer though, good for you. That's amazing. No wonder people are playing Fireball Sorc now. I had a couple people who were asking me about rolling skill damage. No, I don't need that. Yeah, I had a couple people who were. Oh, I got Crusher Glyph too. I had a couple of people who asked me about like putting together like a meteor sort of build. So that was something I was trying to keep my eyes peeled for. Um, yeah, meteor. All right, I'm actually starting to get some upgrades for my gear, so I gotta go back to town and maybe adjust my equipment. Yeah, because there's so much going on screen, like lightning spear, frozen or familiar, or whatever, and to calculate that correctly is probably a tough thing to do. Yeah, but the funny thing is, it's not even about lightning spear, frozen orb, familiar. Like I know what you're talking about, like that stuff's. I have a different like I'll talk about that separately, but even something as simple as like, oh yeah, the winter glyph doesn't actually add 8% damage like it's supposed to, is kind of like, okay, how do you mess that up? You know, like it's not even like a complex damage calculation, really. It's just whatever damage you're putting out, you just multiply that by 1.08, right? Like, I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess it's probably difficult. It's frustrating. It's frustrating that certain things don't work the way they're supposed to, and you only find out much later that, oh, this is actually bugged, and no wonder I'm not doing as much damage as I was expecting to, right? Like, I haven't even tried to push for Pit 100, and had I pushed for Pit 100 and then thrown on Thunderstruck and Lust for Carnage, then I wouldn't have actually have gained any more damage. And if I did, like, you know, like I have to basically go around telling people, or I've basically been going around telling people that, hey, yeah, Lust for Carnage and Thunderstruck is the way to go. But no, it turns out that I was wrong just because it's bugged. I should be right, but I'm not because it's bugged, which makes no sense. They did buff the meteor stuff in terms of cooldown. Oh, I didn't even see. That's the thing. I didn't even know they buffed meteor. Like there were just way too many changes that they rolled out this season that I could, or in the past few seasons for me to keep track of for every single skill. But yeah, there were a lot of people that were playing meteor though. There were a number of people who loved playing meteor last season. So who knows? Um, all right, let's actually start upgrading some of our gear. I think it's about time that we gotta start switching things around. Oh yeah, right. I was running these because they have resistance to all elements. That's kind of it. So this helmet, I don't. The lucky hit chance is kind of worthless to me. So we're gonna go to the occultist again. We have the advantage this time of having like a boatload of gold. And we're gonna switch this for either thorns or armor. What do I feel like having? Let's go for thorns. Let's see if we can just max out on thorns for now. We'll worry about armor elsewhere. And then so that's gonna be for my helm. And then for let's start tempering it too. That way I won't have to worry about it again. Alright, let's get challenging shout cooldown reduction. Actually, challenging shout cooldown reduction sounds pretty important, but I'll worry about that a little later. Yeah, like, so there are people who have been asking me about making a, total armor. I mean, I guess it's not bad. And this. No, I need additive. There we go, Thorns Wall, fortified, good. Do I care about adjusting my total armor? I mean, I feel like I'm surviving just fine. I think I'm gonna re-roll to try to get, life here. I only this kind of sweating here. They're gonna give me dodge chance, aren't they? Maximum life, nice. Okay, good. So now I can like even masterwork this. Do I have Obdicite? I actually do have Obdicite, so but I'm not gonna masterwork just yet. I'm gonna wait until a little later to do that because I want to see how far I can get without masterworking. Again, I just want to be able to report to people that, oh yeah, like if you have the right aspects on 750 item power, that's enough to get you to this spot, and then do that for all of, well, everything. So yeah, that's cool though. Have you played Meteor yet, Zwicky? Like what did you like? What did you end up playing like last season? This is max life and thorn. Yeah, we're gonna switch out cold resistance here again. I don't know if this is a idea or not. I would prefer armor. Okay, yeah, we'll reroll. Oh, okay, for thorns, yes. So I have strength, max life, thorns here. Again, armor is probably better, but we'll pretend that armor doesn't exist. Okay, so I gained fortify while berserking, so we're looking for steadfast. All right, hey everyone. So yeah, we're playing Thorns Barb here. I want it to be said and known that I was completely wrong. Thorns Barb is, I'm pretty sure, very viable. Since like I found out that yeah, like additive damage bonuses and multiplicative damage bonuses work on the Barb or on Thorns. So yeah, now I have to, well, now that I know that, I kind of have to kind of set things right and actually roll out a video where I say, is it viable for to run Thorns Barb? And then say yes. But of course, yeah, it's gonna take us a while to get there, though. We're gonna see just how long it takes. And then of course there was a different guy. Like there was another guy. Shout out to Do Not Hit Me. You played every possible build, literally. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, fair enough. I can get behind that for all the classes or just for Barb. Anyway, yeah, so there was a guy, Do Not Hit Me, who did a video showing himself making it to pit 100. So it is definitely possible. I just need to show it uh, on my channel here too. So that's kind of what I'm gonna try to go for here. Maximum life, nice. So again, we're basically tempering all the right equipment. I mean, again, I have Razor Blade. Razor Blade is better than what I'm using here, but yeah, we'll just use this for now, in the event that, oh, you don't have access to enough materials for Razor Blade or whatever. Point of Fury. Oh yeah, Disobedience. I was supposed to run Disobedience here. Okay. And I learned creating my own builds, all classes. Wow, nice. Yeah, I can get behind that. Creating, I mean, that's like a lot of the fun of the game. Like, there's people who have come to my channel and they've said like, oh yeah, there's really no such thing as make your own builds. Like every build is basically a copy of somebody else's build. But I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like there's like slightly different variations, and you know, like just because yeah, you see like one content creator put out like one kind of video for a meteor sorcerer doesn't mean that everyone, like a lot of people will be running a meteor sorcerer, but it won't be quite the same. Like there's going to be some slight variations, of course, in how they actually put it together. Oh, okay, there we go. Max life. So strength, max life, thorns. So that's looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. Now I need to do this one. Same situation here. Dodge chance. Total armor. dodge chance again. I actually probably need to do Thorns well fortified. That's most important. Okay. Max life. All right. Yes, I'm getting very lucky with my tempering here. I want to make a list for like what's the most fun build, not in terms of damage, just fun. That's, yo, I really respect that. That's amazing. Most people don't do something like that. Most people are very like, well, yeah, most people wouldn't. Wait a second. What did I do wrong here? Did I have to? This is for fortify while berserking. Oh, right. I was supposed to throw disobedience aspect. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I was forgetting what exactly I had on each of my pieces of equipment. This is all prone to be changed later, but I mean, I have enough materials that I can pretty much do whatever I want for now. So, yeah, no, that's great. That's a good list to have, honestly. I mean, a list is good. I kind of wanted to make like a if I could do a video or if I could do something for, you know, a list. I would want to do a tier list for like leveling with different like different builds for a specific class. Like for me with the sorcerer, I always level with incinerate because I consider that to be like an S tier like for sorcerer leveling if you're going solo, of course. But you know, some people might actually want to know like, okay, well, frozen orb, how do I level with frozen orb? Like, what can I look at? I'd be like, oh, that's D tier. And then I could probably put out like a frozen orb sort of build to show people how to kind of make that happen if that's how you want to level. But yeah, probably not the best option out there, I admit. But yeah, no, that's good though. Yeah, I think that for like obviously a fun chart is more subjective, right? Like a build that you might find enjoyable might not be one that I find as enjoyable. I think for me, like Chain Lightning is one of my most enjoyable ones, just pure Chain Lightning, but I wouldn't enjoy like Axial Conduit, for example. Yeah. So let me just adjust things really quickly. Or let me actually write down, speaking of which, I need to, okay, I need to start writing down some notes here. So, Pit 25, um, Torment 1, Pit 20, is the baseline. All right, so Torment 1, or, well, I'm just gonna write, okay, hold on a second. I gotta start taking notes because, again, I want to do another one of those is it viable videos, so I need to be able to write all this down. So Pit 25, in order to clear Pit 25, we had to temper a bunch of plus damage rolls on all equipment. I think we also threw on put all aspects, damage boosting aspects. So like conceited, inner calm, uh, retribution. Yeah, retribution. So that's that. So for pit 30 now we're replacing all gear with correct rolls and 750 item power. All right, good. Okay, and the winner was an ultimate only build with the rogue rain of arrows. Nice. Screed build with arrows. Wow, yeah. Honestly, like I kind of wanted. It's funny that you mentioned these ultimate only builds because even earlier today I was playing my sorcerer a little before I started the stream, and I was actually thinking like, man, wouldn't it be cool to make like a permanent deep freeze build? Like you just kind of go from pack to pack and you just deep freeze everything. I think that would be really cool. But again, for a while, ultimate skills, like making a build entirely off of an ultimate skill wasn't possible. It's only very recently that they started making that an actual possibility. And I think that yeah, if I well, Yeah, that could be fun. Now that they've actually added so much new stuff, like yeah, it could very well be possible to make one of those kinds of builds. Oh, there we go. And then is there anything that boosts my thorns? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't really think so. So this is 750 item power. This is still fine, I guess. Hammer the Ancients Quakes Outward. Yeah, I don't need that. This one gives strength and 750 item power. I'll come back to this a little later, I think. Replace overpower with max life. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's cool though. Yeah, so that's just for sorcerer. Would love to do a deep freeze build one day. But there's also another build that I saw recently. It's called, I think it's called Infinite Cataclysm. Um, yeah, Infinite Cataclysm is a kind of a cool concept, I think, where, well, you know, you just permanently have Cataclysm up because Cataclysm can, I think in conjunction with other skills, you can like keep resetting your Cataclysm, and then there's like some pretty crazy synergies with all of that too. So anyway, everybody hanging out and chat, I just wanted to say two things. First of all, thank you all. Well, I guess three things. First of all, thank you all so much for tuning in. Uh, I'm gonna link myself, like my Twitch channel here, just in case people wanted to hear me in real time without having to wait for the delay. And just to fill you all in, we are playing Thorns Barb today. We're trying to go as high as possible, um, like as high a Torment tier as we can this evening. Eventually, we're gonna be making it a Torment 3 and possibly Torment 4, but who knows how long that'll take. Again, I'm just trying to see here. Okay, yeah, with, again, just adjusting my equipment alone. Yeah, man, it takes forever for these guys to die, though. Actually, it's not taking as long as I expected. This is, like, way better than what it was before, for sure. Well, I think I can leap over this, can't I? Yeah, I can. Anyway, yeah, if you guys have stuff you need to ask, just let me know. Again, we're just trying to see how far we get here. I have a feeling I will be able to clear pit 30 here. I'll be able to clear pit 30 just fine. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. There we are. Again, this build has a lot of work that needs to be done on it. That's for sure. Like, I still don't even have Challenging Shout. Challenging Shout is supposed to give 30% of my life and thorns. I have almost 5,000. Well, let's just say 4,500 life. I'll round down a little bit here. That's like an additional 1,500 thorns by itself. Like if I pop Challenging Shout. Right now my thorns is 2,374. Oh no, that's not what I was trying to do here. My thorns is 2,374. And then when I'm Berserk, I'm 3,600 thorns. So initial 1,500 thorns on top of that would be, well, that's a pretty sizable boost. I think it would be more than 1,500 thorns actually, because I have plus thorns while fortified. So that's probably like closer to, I'd actually probably be like adding 50% more thorns to all of this. Yeah, next season I actually see myself running two builds, Thorns Barb and Companion Druid. Given these damage numbers are kind of bonkers. Like, these are very ridiculous damage numbers for not that much investment. Especially, like, early on, like, you can just temper thorns onto everything, and then all of a sudden your Barb is able to take on, like... I actually think Barb, now that I know that, yeah, like, plus damage modifiers work on him, you could probably take on Penitent difficulty. This is probably one of the few classes that could actually probably run on Penitent. Okay. Let's put on Berserking here, and yeah, see, you can even just run through these damage reduction monsters too. Like, because you're unhindered, I think, with this, right? Or unstoppable, so you can just run through monsters. Here we are. I'm gonna make him vulnerable here. Make him vulnerable again. I forgot the, it's been a while since I played this guy, so I kind of forget the rotation here. I believe I'm supposed to leap first, then kick. So, leap first, then kick. I gotta remember that. And I also have to readjust the build. Like, it was, the way it was set up was good for a while, but now I gotta figure out how I gotta figure out how to get Challenging Shout in here. I'm gonna have to trade out something for it. Okay, nice and fortified here. Sorry, but I got up early tomorrow. Yeah, no, it was great talking to you, man. I'm glad that we had a chance to chat, and I mean, hope I didn't come off as too pushy at all, and hope that you had as fun with this discussion about the game as I did. Yeah, nice to meet a fellow player who's equally passionate about the game and making all these really weird and fun builds. Um, yeah, it was fun talking to you. I'll check you out on Twitch. Nice, nice. Have a good one, my man. Yeah, you too. You take care. You have a good night, and I'll be back again tomorrow. So if you want to see more Thorns Barb content, if you just want to hang out and chat, then hey, I'll be more than happy for it. Also, if yeah, you want to keep track of my content in the future, then make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, just gotta give the shameless self-advertising so that yeah, perhaps in the future we can talk again, because I really enjoyed our conversation here. All right, so okay. Um, so and keep going here. Yeah, I'm almost certain that I'm going to be able to clear tier 30 pit here. So it's just a question of whether or not I can make it to pit tier 35. That's really it at this point. But that's okay. Like, I'll probably have to um going here. Ooh, that's a big pack. Can I survive that even? I actually have like a ton of life, but my resistances are not that high. Although I guess it is high for fire and lightning. Cold, poison, and shadow, kind of having some problems there, but still, that's fine. There we are. And I just need to find one more pack. Yeah, I definitely need to boost my thorns up higher than this. Like, I also need razor plate. That's another thing. Like, I'm missing a razor plate. If I had razor plate, then I would be getting like an absurd amount of damage, extra damage. And I already have a razor plate, by the way. I just want to see how far I can get without the razor plate. Like, and same thing with Paragon points. Like, I have 222 Paragon points. Like this is the kind of setup I would have day one of the season, except for that I don't think my plus damage rolls would be as high, but that's fine. Like, this is about as close as we can get to emulating what we can have here. So let's keep going. And I'm going to kick this guy. I'm going to run around him a little bit. I'm going to activate Wrath of the Berserker. Yeah. Definitely think that it would pay to have, like, upheaval or something of that sort to deal with bosses. Specifically for bosses. Ow. lot more thorns while fortified, so gotta make sure that I... No, he's gonna go in vulnerable, or, well, stagger in a second, it seems. There we are. So I just stand next to him, and I can kick him.
I'm not ready yet.
And there we are. Yeah, this is pretty painful, though. Like, I don't know if I stand a chance on tier 35, so I have to... Definitely an issue of damage, particularly for bosses.
I'm not ready yet.
Hmm. All right.
I must wait.
Yeah, definitely need to go get challenging shout.
I must wait.
Oh, he's almost staggered again. Nice. And the guy is like staggered himself, but
I'm not ready yet.
fine. Yeah, bosses really are the toughest part of all of this. Well, actually, I should just stand and get hit by all of those little projectiles. If I get hit by those, then suddenly it takes a lot of damage. And there we go. We're done. Very good. Very good. Hey, Anthony! It's good to see you again, man. Yeah, hello again. So, yeah, as I had mentioned yesterday, we're trying to play the Thorns Barb today, as you can see. Trying to see how far we can get with it in these runs here. So, yeah, how's it going, dude? Had a chest mythic drop last night. I thought it was the Shroud. It was Tyrael's might. Hey, man. Wait. You said it dropped like from the boss? If so, that's pretty cool. Um, I mean, I guess that's still better than nothing, right? Like, yeah, it's better than not having one of those. Um, yeah. Okay, so I stand probably no chance in pit 35. Even if I get through the packs by some miracle, I have no way to get through the final boss. So yeah, let's see what we can adjust here. Oh, okay, well I can get plus Warcry. This is 750 item power. My boots are still better, but my current boots don't have strength though. All right, we'll use Obols to upgrade the rest of our gear that's lacking. Starting with my boots, perhaps. It's good for survival, but raiment is better for damage. Oh yeah, no, that sounds about right. I love Tyrael's might. Like it, and I mean, I don't know what GA you rolled on it, but if you roll like GA damage reduction, that's like 60% damage reduction by itself. I can't think of a single source that will give you like 60% damage reduction just out of the blue like that. Or actually, how much is it? I think it's actually 20% base, then with GA it's like 30%, and then you would have like triple masterwork it. But yeah, like that's kind of crazy. Like after that, you're basically immortal until you hit like pit 100 probably. That's kind of my hunch there, but anyway. So let's trying to figure out like what I want to upgrade here. Maybe gloves? Sure. Let's boost my gloves. 750 item power. Oh, okay. Well, still want to do strength max life and I guess strength max life armor, right? Like, or can I roll thorns? I'm gonna check to see if I can roll thorns. I want all my gear to have the right let's see, can I do thorns? There's no thorns. Can I? Okay, well I'm glad I checked. I would have been gambling. I would have burned all my obols gambling for nothing. Well, yeah. Well, in that case, how about for boots? I cannot get thorns on my boots either. Okay, well that makes things very easy for me then. I can easily replace this, although armor and lightning resistance. I guess. Yeah, I guess the problem here is I don't have enough max life. GA is on the max resist. Oh, okay, that's okay, I guess, but it's not. Well, yeah, damage reduction is obviously best. I don't think you'd really need. I think it's a little redundant. You cap out at like 85% resistances anyway, and like materials gets you to like what by itself. It's like an additional 10% to all max res. So yeah, like eventually if you masterwork it, if it gets selected as masterworking, then you go like over the cap anyway, which is pointless. So that's too bad, but I mean you got it, so yeah, it's kind of nice to have. Max life, resource cost reduction. I think I might. I don't know. My uh resistances are a little scary. My resistances are not that high. Okay. What do we? I think I'm overthinking this a little bit. Let's do this one for now. Yeah, let's do this one for now, and then I might even replace my. Oh, these are needle flare gloves. Yeah, this will actually give me more strength too. So if I push for Pit 35, I'll have enough strength that I'll be pretty stacked for it. I think. Maximum life. There we are. There we go. So there's more life on needle flare. Good, good. Uh, strength, max life, armor, and now I must imprint onto my gloves. Um, no. Anemia? Yeah, sure. Anemia. All right. Let's throw that on. Now we have anemia gauntlets that are better than my old ones, except I just remembered I should probably temper these as required. We're going to put on thorns first, or attempt to put on thorns. Tough as nails. I might actually have to, if I don't get the right rolls, then I'm going to have to keep my old ones. Oh yeah, this is like one to outburst. I think I would have to keep my old ones, actually. Should have opened up with, or do I have any, like, retemper? No, I don't have any retempers. Oh, I got Frostburn. Wait, what? I can get Frostburn on a Barbarian? Well, that's a new one. Oh, that's what I should actually be doing. I should actually be going for tunics because I could get Razor Plate that way. Maybe that could be a way to get it. Rage of Haragath. Yeah, see? I can get these. Oh, look at that. I already found a 800 item power. Um, yeah, maybe I'll use that a little later. Doesn't quite have the rolls I'm looking for. They could maybe sub out Fury per second for strength, I guess, but then I'd lose out on some thorns there. But yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you though. Are you playing right now, Carrillo? Are you gonna be doing some grinding of your own? Yeah, this is kind of rough. I think I will try to get some slightly better gloves, but I don't think I'll be quite so lucky on this one. Maybe. Looking for, oh, okay, strength, max life, lightning res. Okay, let's not make the same mistake twice here. I'm gonna attempt to temper thorns first. Thorns well fortified. Okay, that's the right roll. And then now we're trying to roll for just plus damage. Uh, okay, really trying to give me a hard time here. Damage to distant enemies. I don't like it, but you know what? Fine. I guess I can. That's too bad. Thorns well fortified. Sure. You're in game? I see, I see. Alright. That's good to hear. I have, yeah, we're both doing our grinding. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna salvage all rares, salvage all magics, and I think I will salvage this just because I need like strength, max life, and overpower. And like regular damage instead of overpower. Yeah, vulnerable, upheaval, fury per second. No, I don't need that. Okay, other classes. Alright. Let's see what else I can get here. Gloves. Do I need more gloves? Or, well, I mean, I have gloves at 750. Let's try boots. Although, my boots are already... I don't know if my boots will really get much better. Oh, got double on that. Hey, this isn't bad. It's got... Oh, yeah, my current boots don't have plus strength. That was the problem. I can replace charge with strength, and then I might have a brand new upgrade. Except, I should probably temper it. I think I can get Thorns Well Fortified here. Oh, and there we are. Thorns Well Fortified. Not a max roll, but it's not too bad. Charge cooldown, leap cooldown reduction. Probably leap cooldown reduction. That's exactly what I wanted. And then we can roll off charge for strength. I mean, it's really the only feasible option here. All right, there we go. So we have all 750s. Strength, max life, armor, Thorns Well Fortified, and oh yeah, this is, I definitely did put perpetual stomping here. Perpetual stomping on my boots. There we are. Perpetual stomping. We'll salvage these, and the rest of this can go bye-bye. So 750s across the board, except for my rings and amulet and my weapons. I am running out of obols, though. So I don't know how much more of this I can actually pull off. Sure. Let's try to see if we can get a sword. Regular sword. There we are. This has max life and crit strike. Maybe two-handed mace. Yeah, we'll burn the rest on two-handed maces. Trying to get... Come on, one more. Oh, there we are. Strength, vulnerable damage, resource cost reduction. That's okay. That is okay because vulnerable damage, like I make them vulnerable anyway, so this is kind of acceptable. So now we'll do another legendary sword. Well, I can do two one-handers, so I'll just do another axe, I guess. I'll do a axe.
Well, there's something special. Oh, too bad, friend.
Okay. So now it's time to temper this thing. Hope for the best here. Natural finesse. Damage to crowd controlled. Okay, raw damage. That's fine. I don't think I need anything else on it. So we're gonna enchant this with damage. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, there we go. Max. I mean, I have a choice between max life or raw damage, but max life is more important here. So let's grab that. Here we are. Just realized I could put rune words into my weapons actually instead of my armor pieces. Inner calm. Let's get inner calm here. And we'll put it on here. And here we are. So I have 1,000 armor base. My resistances are not so great. We can to solve that problem, we're going to unsock it and replace my gems with royals. Royal diamonds. Again, I have enough for this. 50 to all resistances, and then you're going to go even lower soon, which is why I'm going to need to get some better rings, it seems. Yeah, alright. What's my life at now? 5,000 life. Alright. We're gonna try one more time. I'm almost certain we won't be able to pull it off. Let me just make sure that... Yeah, okay. Mine is better. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that I can't take it on this equipment. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't. Oh, it's Torment too. Let's see. I can use this. No, not that one. Soothing spices. Alright. And my armor is fine. It's really resistances that I'm concerned about here. I've roiled everything. Yeah, I probably need to use maximum life by 20%. Sure, I guess. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, life is at 6,000. Using that to compensate for my lack of resistances, basically. We're going to attempt it. And again, I'm almost certain that even with this level of equipment, especially with this level of equipment... Hey, Turkey Fortress! Hello! Hi. I'm just gonna reply to you real quick, so... Here, let me just write to you real quick. And I'm just gonna link you, my Twitch channel really quickly, because if you're watching it on YouTube, it's totally fine, but there will be a delay in when I'll respond to your comments, because YouTube just happens to have a delay. Like, I see your comments and I respond immediately when I see them, but yeah, you might not hear it until like a minute or two later. Okay, so if you want to talk to me in real time, then you can hit me up on Twitch, just letting you know. Yeah, you're saying, so teach me how to theory craft. You're tired of copying from websites. Well, what is it that you want to theory craft? And you're asking me, but I'm like, keep in mind, I'm like an amateur. Okay, I'm not like some of the big names, or like Rax, or like Rob, like Wadijo. Then there's like some necro players like Macro Boy Boy and Ponyhoff. So those guys would probably know better than what I know. But I can at least help you with very specific questions. I just need to know what those questions would be. Does that make sense? Like, so, like, probably starting... like, usually if you're trying to theory craft, right? First you need the build that you're trying to theory craft. Like, you know, what do you want to theory craft? Do you want to theory craft for, like a specific class, like Spiritborn? And if it's going to be, like, a specific class, what build are you trying to theory craft for, right? Those are the first two questions you got to ask yourself. Then after that, you got to figure out, like, okay, well, how does this skill work, and what things actually synergize well with it. So that's usually what I start off with, you know. So like in my case, I'm playing Thorns Barb. I know that Thorns cannot crit, but I know that plus damage modifiers work on Thorns, so I go plus damage. And like I also know that if I were to play like an Incinerate Sorcerer, damage over time, well, yeah, damage over time stuff cannot crit and it cannot overpower, so yeah, I'd be looking for as much damage over time stuff as I could manage. The game is a lot simpler than it looks once you know what you're really looking for here. Yeah.
I'm not ready yet.
Are you still around, Turkey Fortress? Yeah, I don't know what it is with YouTube, and it feels like, yeah, like YouTube, I guess. I don't know how much of a delay YouTube is, but man, like, I feel like I reply and then it probably reaches people like 2 or 3 minutes later because people tend to dip out like immediately after I respond too. Yeah, I'm close. I have almost enough damage to take this. Just
I must
not
wait.
quite. Yeah, I think it's about time that I add challenging shout to the mix. I think that would be the thing that does it here. Oh, novelty. Hey. Okay, there we go. Okay, my mistake. Sorry. I thought because usually what happens is like this is why I always have to tell people to hop on to Twitch from YouTube because the previous like 3 people I talked to before you like sometimes I'd like talking to them on YouTube. Well, maybe not the previous 3 people, but there were like a couple people yesterday that I would be talking like they would ask me a question on YouTube and then I would respond like immediately, right? Like I'd see it, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is the answer." And then they would like vanish. And I can only imagine that that's because there's like such a long delay and when like when they hear my response that yeah, I had to actively start. It's not even that I want like more viewership on Twitch. It's just that yeah, like I want to be able to have the real time interaction with other people. Anyway, this I don't think is gonna fly. Like I guess I could try to finish this run. I don't think I'll be able to pull it off though. Yeah, so other thing is to choose if you want to do dot overpower crit. Yeah, generally speaking though, whatever skill you want to theory craft for is going to be locked into one of these categories. Like you'll know which category it'll be for just by,
I must wait.
well, just by the nature of the skill or, well, I mean, like you can find it pretty easily. Anyway. Just enjoy watching you from. Oh, just enjoy your 1 to 60 video. Okay, well, I'm glad. I'm really happy to hear that. I think I was actually just talking to someone else about like my content yesterday, and I was asking like, which of my content is it that really pulls people in? And it seems that a lot of people seem to be enjoying my 1 to 60s. So I'd be happy to do more 1 to 60s in the future now that I know that yeah, there are actually people who care about these kinds of videos. I was like. I thought that it would be nice to do 1 to 60s because some people might be needing help with like these specific builds, right? But anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm like going way off top. Hearing your thought process helps. Okay, that's really good. I'm happy to hear that. Again, this is not only good feedback, but yeah, it's actually very motivating for me because yeah, like I put out these videos, but if people didn't find them very useful, then I should either stop making videos or I should make like other kinds of videos. Anyway, yeah, sorry. This is like way off topic though. This is not addressing your original question. So let me ask you this, okay? Let me spin the question on you. Is there a specific build you want to make? Is there a specific kind of build you want to make? And if so, then yeah, we can kind of look at that together, and I'll tell you kind of like how I put my builds together, generally speaking. Yeah, usually though, it helps to have a build planner. That's all I'm gonna say. I know you don't like going to go check out other websites, but definitely having a build planner. It doesn't have to be the best build planner. There's a couple available, but Max Rolls is, from what I've seen, the best. D4builds.gg is the quickest. So if I'm really just trying to hack together like a quick build, then I do d4builds.gg because I just have to like mark down like what items and what modifiers I want on those items. It's usually pretty quick. So yeah, you should know d4 builds that exists there. Okay, well, here we are. Yeah.
I must wait.
Definitely in the future I will be pumping out more of those 1 to 60s, especially during PTR. I'm gonna probably do like next season. I'm probably gonna do the PTR for 1 to 60s. I think I'm gonna use. Mm,
I'm not ready yet.
I'm probably gonna use the druid, companion druid, and then I'm probably gonna do Thorns Barb again. Now that I've actually learned a lot about the Thorns, well, it's not even learned a lot. Just one little detail changes everything. The fact that like damage modifiers now actually work with Thorns as compared to like, or I want to say 3 seasons ago, that wasn't the case. But yeah, like that small adjustment means that I could make a Thorns build that I'm pretty sure can handle Penitent comfortably. Yeah, that's more than any other build. Like, yeah, like low key, Thorns is actually pretty cracked. Less about build and more about synergies. It's not that I don't like websites. I feel like you're able to explain why you're choosing your skills and modifiers. I guess so. It's about build and more about synergies. Yeah, okay. Well, the reason I was talking about build is because like I feel like it's easier for me to because it's easier for me to use a build to explain kind of how I kind of think the build through, if that makes sense, or how I put the build together. Um, Rather than if I were to start from scratch and then like, well, I guess I could just give you like the general gist of it. Yeah, sure. I can give you the general gist of it. Let me just finish this pit run and I'd be happy to explain it to you. Okay. So just give me like a couple minutes here. Trying to make sure that I can get through all this. Um, yep. Okay. Stupid DR monsters here. Yeah, but that's fair. That's fair. Using skills and modifiers. Well, the reason why I was talking about a build planner too, though, is that I can explain my skills and modifiers. Like I've memorized it off the top of my head, right? But like, as best as I can. But like, especially if you're making like for me, like with rogue, I'm actually like a rogue noob. Okay, I don't know much about rogue, or I'm not like very good with rogue compared to the other classes. And so I actually do rely on build planner to kind of help me plan out like how I want to build my character. It's not like I just cook the build out of nothing. I usually have to do a bit of preliminary research on that. And not that much, but enough to kind of be like, okay, well, yeah, these are the things that probably work very well with rogue, right? So, yeah, that's what I wanted to point out. And no problem. And for example, yeah, okay, cool, cool. Thank you for your patience. Let's go up this way, I guess. Yeah, and by the way, one other thing to point out is I'm like also, I dare say, an amateur theory crafter too, right? Like I can get builds that work well for going 1 to 60 because that's usually pretty straightforward, right? Like I like, working with very little to make it to like, either Torment 1 or whatever. But when it comes to like endgame, like Torment 4, there's people who cook up some really nasty builds that I actually straight up cannot really emulate, right? Like I've seen people who run like Fractured Winterglass and they're like spewing out like frozen orbs up the wazoo. It's not, or like Chain Lightning Sorcerer. I have a Chain Lightning Sorcerer. I was playing that yesterday, and that Chain Lightning Sorcerer is, it's okay for what I'm trying to get it to do, but there's so many other people who have like these wacky builds with like unique items like Azarath and anyway, yeah, that's stuff that I don't really mess with. Like I'm not really good with that, but I can at least show you how to like put together a leveling build. Um, yeah, so that's pretty easy.
I must wait.
There's also a lot of playtesting that goes into it. Like when a new season or when I go in like PTR, I'm usually like very you know, oh, will this work? And then I'll go take a look and make sure that you know, certain things. Like I have to check like what are the weaknesses, right? Like stuff like that. Like what are things I got to look out for? Like is this build gonna be gated on resources? Does it not use resources? If it doesn't use resources, like Companion Druid, if it's like cooldown based, then I use Edge Masters because that's basically a free like 20% or 10% damage boost, right? Well, I guess 5% is the minimum now. It used to be 10, but now it's 5, which is fine. Like whatever. But yeah, same thing goes with like Inner Calm. Like I know that like with Incinerate Sorcerer, I'm standing still. And if I'm standing still, then well, as an Incinerate Sorcerer, then yeah, Inner Calm is essentially free damage. A lot of free damage, in fact. Yeah, this is still okay. Cool. We actually made it to the pit boss. I don't know if I'll be able to clear him in time though. I doubt it, but maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, this will take a. Oh,
I'm not ready
just
yet.
gotta make sure that. Wait, am I not berserking right now? Man, this is weird. It's a weird fight already. Like I deliberately tanked the things that he's tossing at me, but like I actually do not have enough damage for this.
I must wait.
This is kind of... Yeah, like, I can't tank that without taking a lot of damage, it seems. I was hoping that... Okay, yeah, like, something like that, right? Where if he hits me, he kind of gets knocked down a little bit, but...
I'm not ready yet.
Alright. Come on. He's almost like a quarter dead, but I think I won't be able to clear this just because I don't have enough, I don't have enough damage for the boss. It always boils down to the boss that I can't really kill. I really do think Upheaval would, solve a lot of my problems here.
I'm not ready yet.
And also my... Yeah, this is too bad.
I must wait.
Oh, no! Yeah, okay, there's no way. Yeah, man. Just pure thorns by itself. Well, I mean, there is a way to make it work. I just need to go grab Challenging Shout and call it a day. That me with my Cold Fire CL build. Yeah, exactly. Anthony's build is like that. Pretty insane. Okay. And for example, all the Whirlwind Barb will always just say get X item in your set for Fury, but I copy the build and I'm just Fury starved. That's interesting. Just say get X item in your set for Fury. That's kind of bizarre. So, like, when it comes to... Okay, I'll take a moment to pause here. Let me just check something out real quick. Okay. Yeah, alright, got it. So usually if we're talking about, like, Fury per second, or, like... So you're copying their Paragon, you're copying their skill tree, you're, like... I'm guessing you have all the renown rewards, too. You're probably copying... well, definitely expertise, like whatever class-specific mechanic they have. It could be playstyle. It could also be, I don't know if they run incense or elixirs, but in my case, I use resource cost reduction on mine. The builds need certain GA on it, certain affixes. Yes, that's true too. So in my case, right, okay, Thorns Barb doesn't really count here because I don't use resource, but with when I made my Whirlwind Barb previously, I made sure to have a boatload of Fury per second. I had Fury per second on my helm, my chest piece, my pants, and I think my boots. And I think that some of them were even GA'd, right? The way I tried to build my guy was such that my Fury per second, the amount of Fury per second I had was actually equal to, or perhaps even more than, the Fury cost of Whirlwind. So if it's Fury cost we're talking about, that is the limiting factor, then I make sure that I have corresponding, like, Fury per second modifiers on all of my equipment. So that's usually for if I'm putting, like, my gear together, that's how I do it. In terms of, like, aspects and uniques, right? I usually look at all the uniques first and see which ones I'll end up needing in the future. But, like, if I'm just starting out a character, I have to see, like, what aspects I need and which aspects can be obtained from dungeons. So, like, in this Thorns Barb, in the case of this Thorns Barb, right? Like, I know that Death Wish is, like, pretty instrumental to this build, or else it doesn't really work. Well, it would still work, but it's a little funkier. Anyway, I'm not gonna just, like, go super in depth about that. And I also know that I need, like, Needle Flare, right? And these two aspects are not only, like, pretty core for the build, but then they also get unlocked from specific dungeons. So yeah, like, I would go and run those dungeons before I do anything else. Like, I can... Yeah, like, true, I can go into Helltide and I could spam Helltide, and I could level quicker in the short term, but I mean, having the right aspects that you need that you unlock right away are generally more important to make your leveling process easier, I would say, especially if you want to level with a specific build. I don't know how people level with Barb this season, but yeah, like, for me, this Thorns Barb build, I feel like is better than running, like, Whirlwind and always running out of Fury, or same thing with... Well, Upheaval's good too. Upheaval has more damage, but it is the Fury dependent. So, you know, yeah, that's kind of usually like how I choose my modify. Well, aspects are easy. I'll like if this is a Thorns build, I'll go like Thorns, and I see that okay, well these two have Thorns. This one also has Thorns, but it's Thorns while channeling, and I have no way to really get channeling unless I do like Whirlwind. Actually, that could work. I could get an extra 1,000 because this is a channeling skill. I could totally run that with Whirlwind. Actually, that would be pretty sick. Whirlwind Thorns build. Okay, well there's a synergy right there. Hey, what's up, 17th century? It's good to see you too. Do you know Kriparian? I've heard of him, yeah. I know that he does some builds too, but I also like when I was like digging up content for Companion Druid, I saw that he had a video for his wolf build that he built on the PTR, which honestly it seemed pretty solid, but the comments were had some pretty interesting things to say about him. So yeah, I'd heard about that. Oh, the 1 to 60 Thorns build didn't help, but it switched to Whirlwind Dust Devil, and now I'm bad at the game. Hmm. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know much about Dust Devils, so I can't help you on Dust Devils. But I can tell you, like, since you were just asking about putting a build together in general, like, for me, like, yeah, I'm making a Thorns build. So here, I would I would mark Thorns on skills, and I would kind of take a look, right? Like, oh, okay, I can actually get Thorns with this, mm, but I don't even use a basic skill right now, so like whatever, because I don't need to generate any resource. Yeah, then you can see like we have Outburst, Tough as Nails, we have Strategic Challenging Shout. That's how I get all my modifiers. As for Dust Devils, like again, that's probably something you need to fiddle around with your Paragon board for. I would look and see like do any of these work with Dust Devils? I already know that one of them does. Yeah, here we go. Your Earthquakes have a 75% chance to spawn a Dust Devil. This is plus Dust Devil damage, plus Dust Devil size, everything Dust Devil. That's the Dust Devil board. So I'd get that, first of all. Then I would probably get this one because it has your damages increased by 10% of your damage while berserking bonus. And this modifier by itself, like the second sentence of this part, right? Because there's killing a bleeding enemy. We don't care about the killing a bleeding enemy, right? I mean, yeah, in this case, let's pretend that doesn't exist. You care about the second part of this. Your damage is increased, by a maximum of 30%, right? Like, yeah, you'd probably be picking up that board. Um, and then maybe this one. I don't know if you probably make you probably make enemies vulnerable. So those three would be pretty key to your character. He has a companion druid. Bill was just checking it out. Okay, yeah, no, I've seen Kriparian. But I don't. To be honest, I didn't really dig too deeply into Kriparian. Here. He does have a guide for pretty much everything though. But I think it's like here, 1 second. Yeah, he does. Huh, interesting. So I'm like looking at Crip's content, and it seems like he did one for Druid, he did one for Necro. I don't know if he actually did one for Sorcerer or any of the other ones though. Although, yeah, I don't think he's actually played this season based on what I can see on his videos. He's mainly doing like Hearthstone related stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know what to say about the companion druid build that he made. I didn't actually look at like the build that he made. I just saw that he had a video out, and I saw that people were saying that he has like very contradictory, I guess, things about what he says about his companion druid build. He's like, oh yeah, this will perform better than like here. I'll just go pull it up. Kriparian. Again, like I have no opinion about the guy one way or the other, just so we're clear here. I'm not trying to talk down on him or anything, okay? Just as a fair disclaimer. Yeah, so here's the top, like the guy that had the most thumbs ups here. Summon Druid does like 3 times damage of minion Necro. You suggested it could hit around 90, maybe 95 pit levels. In your latest minion Necromancer guide, you state that the Necromancer can achieve 95 and possibly even higher pit levels. So if the Druid does triple the damage, how is it considered less viable in the pits, or at best equal? Which is it? So yeah, that's what the that's what somebody was saying him there. Um, so I don't know. I don't know how, like, if he's like a go-to source for Druid. Honestly, I would probably go with others just because I don't think the Creparian is like based on his what I can see on his content at a first glance, it's not like he's not the kind of person who's putting out like a boatload of like Diablo 4 content. He just does it on and off. But there's other people who have actually played this season, who've already pushed like pit 100, and then they have their build guides out, and those are probably the people that I would pay more attention to. I think that's my 2 cents about it. So yeah. Anyway. While challenging shout is active, gain thorns equal to 30% of your max life. Taunt nearby enemies and gain damage reduction. This is for like almost 8 seconds here. Um, yeah, let's see if we can boost our thorns a little bit. I'm gonna replace Warcry with strategic challenging shout, and yeah, we'll see if we'll suddenly be able to do enough damage to clear what we're looking to clear. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. I don't think this is gonna work, but still. And it also is on like a pretty long cooldown too. That's the other problem.
A potent
Sure.
entity indeed.
And I think it's Fortitude, right? Yeah, we'll get 3 of these. Yeah, done. But yeah, Novi, does that help at all? Like, was there something else specific that you wanted me to kind of elaborate on? Because yeah, like that's the just to like at a first glance, that's the best I can really do to help you out right now. If you give me like more details about stuff you want to put together, then maybe like I don't know what your guy looks like compared to what the build has put together, right? Like maybe they have a Harlequin crest and you don't. And at that point, like okay, there's a very big discrepancy in like the level of equipment that you and them have. All right. Okay. Just gonna run past all these guys real quick. And we can keep going.
I must wait. I must wait.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're definitely making quicker progress because of the challenging shout as compared to before, so that's good at least. I'm hoping that when we get to the boss, we'll... I'm also using my potions a little bit better than earlier. Ow. Yeah, previously I was just chugging them all down. Also, these are spiders. I think that the type of monster actually do matter in these pit runs, too. Sometimes you get, like... I think cannibals are some of the worst ones. Because... Ooh, Artillery Shrine.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, cannibals are pretty scary. Super helped? Okay. Well, I'm glad. I didn't think that that would be, like, too helpful for you. I feel like that's, like... Yeah, I didn't know if that would be super helpful, so... yeah, it's good to know that it is. I'll keep watching you put stuff together, mostly because I'm still new. Okay, sounds good, man. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be here, like, next season. I don't know if you're playing, like, next season or what, but I'll be here next season. I'll probably be here most of this season, at least probably for the next, like... I'm gonna, like, put out my Is It Viable Thorns Barb video, because that's kind of, like, I feel like that's, like, an important question to answer. And then after that, I'll probably move on to, trying to get my companion druid up to pit 100, and I'll probably have to use everything for that, so That's gonna be a thing. I'm hoping next season when if they retweak Spiritborn so that it's not like blatantly triple S tier, that I'll be able to um that it'll be more of a competition between, well, not even a competition, but it'll be more even between the classes, and then maybe like putting these build guides and comparing like builds will be a bit more relevant than when one build isn't just crushing everything else. So yeah, looking forward to having you on board with me. And yeah, do feel free to hang out whenever too. Like I really do enjoy chatting with you guys. It's very quite motivating and encouraging. I feel like you teach better because we can see you walk through your thought process. That's good. That's really good. Again, like that's one of the reasons why I put out those videos in the first place. And frankly, like I didn't know, like when I actually first started putting those videos out, I'm like, I don't know if anyone really cares for this. Like the videos that I see getting put out are a lot of the end game videos, and you got people like Rax who, you know, they have their sort of like, oh, this is how you level like super quickly kind of videos. But I was like, yeah, but this is like a very general kind of video and usually focuses on one character at a time. Like I'm kind of like, yeah, like what about people who, for example, want to do like a fireball source I mean, I haven't done a fireball build. Like let's say incinerate, right? Let's say somebody wants to do like an incinerate or whirlwind. Like I've wanted to do like a pure whirlwind barb for so long, like without this whole dust devil thing going on. Just kind of unfortunate. I still don't think that it's quite there yet, but you know, that was kind of the motivator for me. So it's good to see other people uh value my like the videos and streams that I'm putting out. Um yeah. Yeah, so yeah. The only other thing too is like sometimes I realize something a little too late and then the video's already put out. So like I put out the is it viable video and then I didn't even realize that, oh well, Thunderstruck is bugged. Lust for Carnage is bugged. I don't know. I don't want to say I wouldn't say that's entirely my fault. Like I can't really expect that, oh yeah, that this bug, you know, is actually preventing the build from working as intended, but still like it does kind of stink to release the video and then only just after find out that, oh well, hmm, I was wrong, but not in the ways that I was expecting. Anyway, yeah, you let me know if there's other stuff that I can help you with, or if there's other stuff you'd love to hear or see from me. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to cover, like, you know, anything that you're curious about, because again, like, you know, I like putting out these videos for, you know, to help other people out, right? And yeah, if there's like things that need explaining, I'd be happy to explain them. I just don't know what those things would be in this case. Come on. There we go. Yeah, sure. I can pop my my ult here. By the way, Navi, are you only playing Barb this season, or do you have other ones that you're playing too this season? Yeah, just something I figure I might as well ask really quickly. Shoot, I messed this up. I was actually supposed to pop my taunt and my ult first before I activated the shrine. Because now, since I didn't do that, I kind of wasted a reset. Since channeling shrine resets all your cooldowns, so. Yeah, this run is going way quicker than the previous one. I do wonder if that's because of challenging shout. I think it's some combination of challenging shout and like I think I'm using my potions a lot more smartly this time around. And the monster types are a little bit more manageable, I guess. Okay, here's another attack. Kick him. Very, very good here. Yeah, keep running. Kick him. Leap. we can keep going. I'm gonna head to the bottom right. And now we'll actually have like 7.5 minutes to clear the boss. Only question is how strong that boss is gonna be. Like which one it is. Spirit Caller Frost, I think, is probably the easiest one. Yeah.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Okay. I also forgot that I need to kind of show my equipment. Like, assuming that I successfully clear this run, then I can kind of show my gear after. And then kind of like just very quickly so that I can, like, when I do my video for Is It Viable, like I can be like, okay, yeah, this is the stuff that I used going into that.
Not ready yet.
And oh yeah, okay, here's a pretty nice pack. I can and these guys. Ooh, that's some
I'm not ready yet.
there's some big packs. Ow. Yeah, this challenging shout takes a while to come back up though, man.
I'm not ready yet.
There we are. There, done. Oh, okay. 6 minutes remaining to kill the Guardian. Let's see what we can do here.
I'm not ready yet.
Yep.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
Yeah, definitely doing a lot more damage than before.
I'm not ready yet.
I kind of wish that this damage could... Well, I almost wish this damage could crit. It'd probably be kind of busted if it could.
I must wait.
There we are.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Oh, ouch. Ah, man, that's a lot of damage.
I must wait.
Yeah, this is actually a problem now. Can't... Oh, I think I actually have to...
I must wait.
I actually have to, play the mechanics of the fight rather than just mindlessly going through it.
I must wait.
Okay, using this for cover against Elias. Well,
I must wait.
oh no! Ow.
I'm not ready yet.
All right. Well, I can sit here. Did I miss? I missed my leap there.
I must wait.
Okay. Again, I'm low on potions. Gonna kind of wish there were more
I'm not ready yet.
monsters that were spawning, not these. Yeah, definitely need more monsters to spawn so that, like when they hit me, the Thorns damage can actually affect him, the AoE from it. Alright. Oh, ouch. Man, I'm trying to get out of the way. Man, there's so much damage. Yeah, this is definitely taking a bit longer than I want. I probably... Ow. Easily just waiting on my barrier to come back, my iron skin. At least I'm fortified, but... Oh,
I must wait.
alright. And,
I must wait.
there we are. Got another potion at least. I can... With... Ow. How much longer do I have on this fight? Like... Ow. Okay.
Not ready yet.
Yep. I'm just gonna have to avoid this. The rest of the fight, I'm actually gonna have to play mechanics. I don't get any more potions, but he's like down to a quarter life, so...
Not ready yet.
It's like an actual boss fight, and it really shouldn't be at this, on this difficulty. Like, on Torment, or... Like, we're only on pit, 35, and I'm having this much trouble, which is not good. But, I mean, again, like, I haven't actually allocated any more Paragon points. I haven't done much of anything else. Ow.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, no. I'm so close. Oh, no. Just need, like, a little bit more damage here. 30 seconds remain. Yes! Barely. 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 Oh, yikes. That was a very scary fight. We did get it, though. We barely made it to tier 35, and then I can show my equipment in a second. Might mute myself for that really quickly, and then do that. Yeah, I might do that. Max life, resource cost reduction, cooldown reduction. Maybe I'll hold on to that. Might need that later. Two-handed axe. Nope, I don't need that. This has strength, damage, and vulnerable damage. I probably do need that, yeah. As a replacement. Strength, resource cost, and upheaval. Yeah, I don't need that. This will probably replace my ring. This, I think I would use this over my current gloves. I get more max life, perhaps more strength, and then I get a ton of lightning resist. I won't need any more lightning resist after that. So, let's do that. And I'm also going to show my equipment for having cleared all this really quickly. So I'm just going to mute myself so I can kind of cover this. All right. All right. So that was for, yeah, that was pretty good. I got a chance to show my equipment going into the whole pit run and all. Oh, one more thing I gotta do. Just remembered. All right. What did I actually replace on my boot or on my gear? Like, I think it was gloves, boots. Gloves, boots, two-handed mace. Did I think I swapped out an axe too. Axe. I didn't replace the amulet or the rings, or my weapon. So yeah, I think that was basically it. Switched out Warcry for Challenging Shout, and by the way, this is uh all right. So yeah, that's for pit 35. Hmm. Cleared pit 35 with less than a minute to spare. Okay, so yeah, I'm just writing down notes for season 6 Thorns Barb notes. Okay. Yeah, I'm just writing all this down because yeah, if I'm going to do my is it viable video, then I kind of need to go over what I guess level of equipment I had at each step of the way. At least it's kind of what I'm intending, right? Actually, that kind of reminds me that I can socket. I guess I can socket this one. Yeah, sure. Um,
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
yeah, sure. Might as well throw some sapphires in there. Probably can just sub them out for something else later anyway. It's no problem.
Stars, maiden.
I can't crit. I don't have damage over time. I don't have overpower. I don't have, or not really. My ultimate doesn't do much damage. So there's only really one thing that makes sense for me to put in aside from, like, I guess maybe like life on kill for sustain. Although I don't really die against regular monsters. It's only the boss that's a problem. And I don't use basic attacks. So there's only one thing that makes sense here, and it's Royal Sapphires. Because Royal Sapphires give vulnerable damage. And, vulnerable damage is damage to vulnerable enemies, right? And I make them vulnerable, so this is actually quite perfect. So yeah, this is our Death Wish Crystal Sword with a bit more plus damage. Now, it's about time that we figure, okay, so obviously we struggled a ton with just clearing pit 30 or 35. Now the question becomes like, what else do I need to throw on now? Most of my equipment is close to 750 item power, but not quite there yet. Yeah, but at least I'll do the Paragon board. I think it's about time I'll do the Paragon board first. I guess that would make the most sense. Um, yeah, I could do this whole like masterworking thing, but let's just do Paragon because that's, I already have the point, so that's much easier, much easier to set up. So, oh, went the wrong way. Let's do it like that. And I still don't have very many glyphs, but let's actually see which of these would help. Bleeding damage, I don't care about bleeding damage. Definitely need Blood Rage. Yeah, I make an enemy vulnerable. Your damage is increased by 10% for 5 seconds. Yeah, that seems like it could be quite useful. For every 75 fury you spend, gain 15% of your max life as Fortify. Well, as it so happens, I keep kicking monsters, so yeah, that would help my Fortify too. Yeah, there's not really very many Thorns boards, it looks like. There is a lot of like plus damage I could get, plus strength, I guess, but yeah, not, or even like these for like plus to all resistances that could help, and plus max life. So let's start off with the first board that actually makes sense that I know will be useful. It's gonna be this one because I can get Blood Rage, which is damage increased by 10% of your damage while berserking, up to a maximum of 30%. So I can increase my damage by 30% multiplicative, but I don't actually have any damage while berserking right now. I'm going to need to temper my gear to get that, and also probably need to pick up nodes that will grant me that. Conveniently, that's exactly what I have here. So let's go and start picking up the strength nodes. I don't need healing received. I just need max life here. Max life, max life, max life, max life. Healing received. I can skip that. We can go over here and grab Blood Rage. Right now it doesn't really do anything, but if I start picking up these nodes, then it'll give me more. Okay, there. Damage to bleeding enemies. Yeah, I mean, I do make them bleed with my modifiers, so this works out quite nicely. Brawling skills deal increased damage. Again, that can help my brawling skills. I have leap, I have kick, but I don't really care for those right now. This is for fire resistance. I guess that could help, but we'll and, revisit that a little later, I think. Let's go this way. And then we'll pick up all of this, I guess. Especially for damage while berserking. Okay, we've picked up all the damage while berserking on this board, I believe, so now we can start heading down to here. Skill guaranteed overpowered, damaging enemies with one-handed weapons, increases your crit strike chance by 1%. Yeah, this is the thing. Thorns, I don't really have any boards to give, except maybe this one. Sure, I'll throw this on because it gives a multiplicative damage boost. And it also gives max life, so I guess this... Oh, it gives raw damage. All right, let's get this one first then. It gives damage and max life here, so let's see if we can grab that. again, like this is me just hacking a board together. I didn't bother to go and like max roll and set one up or anything. So here's for plus strength and overpower damage, but again, I don't do any overpowering, so yeah, and I don't care for overpower damage, so I could probably just even leave it here. I don't need to go any further than that. I can... Oh, here's more max life. I need as much max life as I can get. Like, I need this to hit, like, 10,000 or something. Um, there we are. Healing, receive damage reduction from vulnerable. I could get more damage reduction. Damage reduction could help. But, okay, so plus armor. This should help with my armor, right? Although I'm not really lacking on armor right now, but whatever. It does give vulnerable damage, which I need anyway. Okay, and then we can go to the next board here. Well, it might actually be better if I go this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it costs more points, but I get more strength. What else can we pick up? That one has max life. Yeah, a lot of like plus damage stuff here. Max life and armor. Do I need anything else? I don't. At this point, it's really just like plus damage, plus strength, and max life. I think max life is what I should really focus on. And maybe like resistances, because I am down on resistances, so resistances might help. Yeah, like this one's got resistance to all elements and max life. I might take those. Sure. I don't have enough glyphs yet either, so I'm gonna have to like redo this whole board once I get more glyphs at some point anyway. So that's gonna be on the to-do list. Wait, I don't even need this. I don't actually use earthquakes or dust devils. But I guess I could use dust devils as a conduit to boost my damage too. Um, there we are. So not there for now. I don't have my glyphs up yet. Maximum fire resistance. I think I picked up all res here, right? So what are my resistances looking like now? Are they maxed yet? Tell me they're maxed. Oh, you know something? I totally forgot to switch it over to Torment 2. Yeah, maybe I will do one more run of Torment of Pit 35 with all of my Paragon points allocated just so I can see the difference. I think that'll be good. And then I can switch it over to Torment 2 and we can kind of go from there. So next, I'm looking for max life. Okay, yeah, I can pick up max life or armor here, and armor here. I can pick up max life armor here. Yeah, yeah. Damage reduction while healthy. This thing gives damage and strength. Yeah, sure. All right. 1 second here. Crit strike damage, armor max life. Okay, wait, no. I need to refund this actually. It's I need to rotate the board. Oh, this one has resistance to all elements. Uh yeah, I do want resistance to all elements, but it doesn't have any like life on it. Sure. We can kind of stick with what we had before. This one. I have to rotate it twice, I think. And then I'll have armor max life here, damage reduction from close too, and then even some plus damage. And the rest of these, I don't think I care. Again, I'm going to have to retweak this board once I actually get some glyphs and all. I don't really... Yeah, sure, it's got damage reduction. I might as well just take the free fire resist then. Wait, why am I pushing for this? I don't even think this really helps me. Alright, and I still, despite having picked up all the nodes that I wanted, I still have 34 spare points, so... Yeah, I can just wait until I get more nodes, or I can actually just toss them in here. Damage reduction from vulnerable? Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah. Healing received, damage reduction. There. What else can I get that can help me? Damage reduction from bleeding, yeah, that could help. Uh, Physical damage? I don't know if Thorns is physical or not. I don't think it's physical. Actually, I don't know. I could maybe use aspect of elements to boost Thorns damage if it's actually physical. All right. Gonna leave it be for now. Okay, so now we're gonna be running this again. We now are up to 10,300 life compared to what we were doing before. Yeah, unfortunately that means that potion that I drank isn't gonna really be helping me too much, but yeah, all the same. Actually, my resistances are like pretty overstacked now, I think. No, they're not actually. I'm still on Torment 1, and... Huh, this is kind of bizarre. Why are my resistances like this? Like, were they really this low going into Torment 2? Okay, well, whatever. That's a different problem I need to sort out later. Yeah, we're gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna mute myself, and we're gonna try to do this run again. But this time with all of the Paragon points that I put together, and we're gonna see just how big of a difference it makes. And then we're gonna try to push into Torment 2. So I'll see you all in a second. All right, that's the end of that. Now I can go into Kyovashad and then hit the World Tier statue and then, continue. Exploit glyph. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I already have vulnerable on like several different sources, but sure, we can throw this on anyway. Just because why not? This thing, yeah, this thing has like no reach on any of the dex nodes. We can figure that out a little later. All right. Yeah. So you can see what a world of difference the extra 200 Paragon points made. Yeah, we went from barely being able to clear the run to being able to like, well, yeah, we actually kind of crushed it on that one. So that was just for Paragon points. We're gonna try to push for Pit 40 next with the Paragon points that we tossed in there. And yeah, we're gonna do that in just a second. Just going to hit the World Tier statue, and yeah, we've made a Torment 2. So now the real journey begins from Torment 2 to Torment 3. 2.5 hours, I think, on this. We'll see how long Torment 3 takes.